Alright, today I'm gonna do a deep dive into my pot number 1. So I have 9 dragon fruit pots growing in my garden, but I'm just gonna focus on this first one today because this is the closest one to my house, right here. And being the first is the special one, and that's why I want to put a little bit more time into it. So this is so I started my dragon fruit hobby 3-4 years ago now. March 2020 is when I was sent home to work, and then around May and June or so, that's when I decided to go into this hobby. So I started this back then, so 2020. So I want to talk about some of the things I learned and all, and what I noticed. So first of all, in this pot I have Cosmic Charlie. So Cosmic Charlie is very important for me because my name is Charlie. So I found a variety Cosmic Charlie. So guess what? I'm gonna get it, right? So this is supposed to be my magnum opus, if you will, right? The most artful looking one of all. So, but then compared to my other dragon fruits, it doesn't grow as fast. So I wasn't sure why. I don't know if it's the climate here and where I live in Northern California. I'm kind of by the Bay Area, so I don't know if it's too cold or the season is just not proper. I mean, it grows, but then it never gave me fruit. So it comes up here. So this is a part of Cosmic Charlie that I had to trim. They never grow out, so I had to trim it. And this is the longest Cosmic Charlie like it grows out here, right? There's another one that's grew out here, see? Out here, so I even put a date here, 9/7. There were some branches here, but nothing happened. I had to trim those guys out. It did not do well. And also it did grow out here. I had to trim this because it's getting in the way of me entering my dragon fruit patch. So actually I'll tell you a little bit about this one. Once I trimmed it, I was able to propagate this end piece. So this was supposed to be my favorite one, right? Because it has my name. And then, so just so you know, ideally, you're not supposed, when I bought it, I went online to buy this one to find it. Once I found this, I bought it. And then it came in with just a piece like this. And then it kind of opened up into 2 trunks. Now, professional dragon fruit growers will tell you, you should just have 1 trunk. But being a new dragon fruit hobbyist, right? You don't want to, they're too precious because it's the first time you see a little bud come out and then you see another one, you don't want to take the chance, right? You just want to let them both grow. And that's why you see 2 branches. And that's how I ended up with 2 branches up here. Yeah, so they both go in their own separate way. This one kind of branched out. See, it grew so slow, it never reached the top. And then over the winter, the top of this piece turned all yellow, so I had to trim it off. And then by trimming it off, it's starting to branch out from here. So that's how that's the story of that one. And this one, when it branched out, I actually wrote the date on March 6, 2022. So it's pretty late to have this one, right? We're only talking about 2 years ago. So I started in 2020. I probably got this branch in 2021 because I did not have all these right immediately when I start my hobby. So in 2022, it's starting to branch out, but it never went too far. It only got to here, right? So that's why it's a slow growth. See, in a year it's supposed to like open up and have a huge umbrella on top of this canopy, but it never did. So that's why and then yeah, even this one did not grow too much. So it just didn't grow too much. So I'm a little disappointed, but I'm still keeping it in there. And then now some of the things that you should notice, right? This is me being lazy. See, I'm supposed to take these ties off, right? This is just to help keep the dragon fruit close to the post. So you can tell this is very old. So I'm gonna, after this video, I'm just gonna take all these off. That's me being lazy, not doing anything about it. You set it and forget it, right? You shouldn't. You should just take it off. I mean, although it's colorful and makes you look very professional to have some kind of a tie like that, but you don't need it anymore because all of the plants are already way up there. So I'm gonna remove a lot of these ties, because they're already like self-sustaining up there. They don't need ties to keep them like this anymore. Same thing with these chopsticks. See, I gotta remove these chopsticks. They were used to help prop up the plant, but I don't need them anymore. Actually, I'm just gonna pull them out now, right? So just so you know that I'm for real. Okay, so this is the story of my Cosmic Charlie. Now the pot also has some stories to it, right? You see all these hooks right here that's holding up these cloth planters, if you will. So I got these, you know, when I started this pot just looked ugly. Actually, this is not a very good quality pot, but when the pandemic started, it's hard to find pots, find the good quality ones, and then I didn't want to pay an arm and a leg, right? So I found these on Amazon, so they're kind of thin. I mean, just a kind of a, you can see it from there how thin it is. Yeah, it's just a piece of plastic. So and then it looks not that great. It's just like, you know, flat like that. So then I just realized that, hey, you know, why don't just hang these cloth planters around? And then my wife was you know, just getting into succulents at that time, because pandemic. She also worked at home, and she started growing all those succulents. I said, hey, you know, you want to just grow your succulents around my dragon fruit planter? She said, yeah, because they're kind of the same cactus family, right? Succulents, and they probably use the same amount of water. So if I'm watering my dragon fruit, I can just water her succulents. So there, and there you go. And that's how that story came about. And then you know, and then we start hanging them too, right? So she went a little crazy on it. These hooks were not meant for her to hang her succulents. As you can see, this is supposed to be for a solar light. Now, I don't recommend buying these lights. If you look at them, they don't last. They're probably good for the first 6 months, and then after that they start, you know, deteriorating, and then the light doesn't even work anymore. So don't waste your money on it. And it's not even that bright. It looks very cool in the first maybe the first month or so. After that, you get, you know, it gets old. It's not bright enough to light up your whole garden and all, right? So yeah, don't waste your money. Even though it's $1 and all, yeah, don't do it. You don't need it. And then also, you also don't come out at night that often anyways, right? Unless you're into that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's Cosmic Charlie. And now this one, this is a different one. This is when I bought it online, it's called Black Africanus. So that's what it's still called. It's still part of Black Africanus. But then people have, you know, who watch my videos said, hey, this is a Princess of the Night. So I prefer to call it Princess of the Night. It was advertised as a dragon fruit plant. However, after I start seeing it grow and also getting the fruit, I mean, personally, I don't call it a dragon fruit anymore. I don't think it is. I don't think it should fit into that category, because this is more of a cactus. Yeah, it's not, the fruit doesn't, it may look like a dragon fruit, but it's not quite. Yeah, and also the feel of it. See, I'm feeling it. It's not the same kind of feel as a dragon fruit, and it doesn't even look like a dragon fruit, right? Because the dragon fruit plants have these kind of fins and all. This one doesn't have it like that. And not only that, it plumps up differently. See, it doesn't, it's not a triangular shape. It's kind of rounded at the bottom, and so it's like 4-sided. It's not a 3-sided type. In fact, this one is weird. I'm gonna rotate it here. This is a 4-sided, but as it got to here, it grew another side, so it became 5-sided. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-sided. So even when it grew to 5-sided, this piece right here is also 5-sided. So I don't know if yeah, right here. There you go. At the top right here is a 5-star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it started as a 4-sided trunk, and it somehow added another side. And there's the right here, right over here on this side. Yeah, it added a new side to it right there. That is crazy, huh? So what dragon fruit does that? So that's why I don't consider it a dragon fruit, but I kept it here because it has a lot of character. You know, it's funny. The fruit is funny because you need to burn off the fuzz, if you will, and the hair on it, and also you need to burn off the spine. That is very, yeah, they have little spines right there. That's on the fruit that you gotta burn off. And also, this is another character of this guy, is that it plumps up. As opposed to other dragon fruits, they don't plump as much. When it plumps, it split itself. Look at that, it's cracking itself up right here, right now. This is a new crack. See, it's funny, right? He's so funny that he's cracking himself up. See, this is brand new crack this year, just now. In fact, I think it's probably just within days. Maybe even last night. See, it's so fresh. You can see the green inside. See, it's plumping up. So this is, you know, the roots are soaking up all the nutrients and water and what have you. And it's growing right here on the trunk. So it's thickening it up. So it's going to look like this next year when it's all dried up. See, they seal themselves. So the skin is different. Now, just so you know, the skin is not the same like regular dragon fruit. Regular dragon fruit is much more smooth and waxy. Maybe not waxy, it's not the word, but then it's very smooth. You can scratch it slowly like this and nothing happens, right? This one, if you, the skin is a little bit more sandpaper-like, rougher. So if I keep scratching it lightly like this, eventually this will fall right off because that's how rough that skin is. It's kind of leathery rough, if you will. Now another something that you notice is that you see a lot of these little purple spots on this guy. I don't know what they are. I mean, I don't think it's damaging the plant, but it does grow purple spots like that. So, you know, ooh, don't touch it, right? Yeah, those are measles. You're gonna get on your skin. No, don't worry. You know, I'm not gonna get measles, but just in case, right? If I do end up at the hospital and you know what happened, right? You can tell the doctor for me. Yeah, he touched this plant with measles, even though he knows better, right? Yeah. But yeah, there you go. So this is how this Black Aphrogonus or Princess of the Night is, and that's why I'm keeping it here, even though I don't call it a dragon fruit. And the reason why, another reason why, is that it's I don't know if these roots are from this plant. They grow roots too, just like dragon fruit. It could be from this other plant, but then I'm keeping it because of the roots too. I like looking at roots. And it's growing out here. So this year it is growing. You see that little piece that's growing very slow. And there's a little bit right in the middle of this star right here. See, the one thing to notice, when they are growing, the top part of all the dragon fruit turns a little bit reddish, right? That purplish color, as opposed to the green. That's a sign of growth for dragon fruit. So whenever you see a little tip that's colorful, I'll show you an example later. That means they're growing, okay? So now let's come to this one here. This is the piece that I told you I trim off from the Cosmic Charlie. So CC, this is Cosmic Charlie. And I planted on this side. And this one is growing real well because I propagated this piece last year, and I put it in water over the winter, and then just in a heat pad, and then roots start growing and all, and then this main piece is growing. Now here's something to that everyone's gonna ask, right? Ideally, you only want one main trunk to go all the way up to the canopy, right? As you can see, there's another piece right here. Professionals will tell you to just pick it off. Well, being a, you know, first of all, this is my supposed to be magnum opus, right? Charlie's, you know, Cosmic Charlie. I don't want to do it because it'll break my heart, right? That's what happens when you're a novice or new to this hobby. You know, you don't want to do it, but the right thing to do is to pick it off. Now, I'm going to give you another reason why I'm not going to pick it off at this time. When buds are growing at this small, and especially when it's so low to the ground, it is at the prime time, the softest, most tender tasting moment of its life, right? Bugs will come up here and eat it. See, so there's a long journey for this plant to get up there. Even though this one's up here, there is still potential for a bug to climb up here and eat the tip. Once it eats the tip, it will stop the growth. It doesn't grow up anymore because it needs the tip to grow. Without the tip, this guy will die. Then that means this one's kind of like stuck at that moment. You could trim it and then let a new bud come out on the side, but that's why, so this guy has a strong risk of getting eaten by bugs, right? Because this is the most vulnerable time of its life. Because there's a long way to get up there, and it may not make it up there. because of that. So that's why I'm kind of having a backup plan, having this guy grow here too, and let this one also grow. So if both of them don't get eaten, or or eaten by bugs, that means I'm gonna end up with two main trunks up here up to the post. And what do you do then, right? You ask me, are you gonna like chop one off? Of course not, right? Because if they both made it up there that high, they're pretty big and thick. So I will not do it. That's why most of my dragon fruits, they all have these double branches, right? Double or 3 times. And yeah, so you know my reasoning. I know the right thing to do is to pick this off and just let one go up there, but I have my justifications. So you don't need to follow what I do, but yeah, that's why. And then this other one, this big one right here, so majority of what you see right now is my Vietnamese white. I'm going to come around the other way to show you. This Vietnamese white originally came from my father's plant. He got it from his neighbor where he lives in Southern California, and then I brought it up here. I gave it to my father-in-law. He trimmed off a piece and then he let me grow, and then I trim it off. So that's why this is kind of like Vietnamese white number 4, because it's like the 4th branch that has been passed down. Now this one is also growing thick. Initially it was just this middle piece right here, but then since then this one grew. I mean, it's hidden by the soil now. This one grew, and then this one grew. So there's actually 3 branches going up here, right? So yeah, and they're all kind of growing up here. See, this is pretty cool. See, this is when they have copper spots like that, once they dry out. So copper is not just the skin. I know a lot of people just spray some vinegar or spray some alcohol, what have you, but it's actually the flesh that's damaged when it's purple like that. When it's copper like that, see, this is it's still a little hard. But this one, actually, you could put you can stick it through, a hole go through. So the plant is growing around this circle, which is interesting. You could put, this is an earring, right? You could hang stuff on here if you like, or tie, put a tie in through here to tie it down. So I mean, that's why I don't spray a lot. Copper spots is not really an topical issue. It's more of an interior. So I can spray all I want on the outside, but the film that this plant has will probably keep it from getting inside the flesh to prevent the copper. So I don't think I can prevent the copper by just spraying something on the top. You need to, like, inject something inside maybe to stop it, but we're not gonna do that. But anyways, so this one I've been you will see it looking weird, right? It seems like some animal bit it like that, right? This is actually rot. Oops, sorry, my hand was in the way. This is actually rot because it was like a yellow shape, so I cut it out because I didn't want the rot to spread to the rest of the plant. So as you can see, it's doing okay. So when I removed it, even though this one I exposed a little bit of the what do you call that? I guess the trunk or the centerpiece where all the nutrients come through, it's okay to have that because that's in the center spine. So this is called a spine, I guess. Yeah, so even though it's exposed, it's still okay for the plant to grow. So I trim it all off so it doesn't spread. And this is the biggest trim from last year. And look at that, this is still growing super healthy, right? So let me come up here and show you how healthy it is. Yeah, they're all green. I'm gonna see if I can see any kind of a new growth here. Oh, I thought I saw something growing. But anyways, I'm gonna focus on one of the trunks here. This one right here. As you can see, this is about to grow a new bud. Let's see if I can focus on here. Yeah, right now, see? Right here, that's a new bud that's growing. And also, when you look carefully at these, this is probably the best one to look at, Vietnamese white. When they're about to grow buds, this piece right over here, you can see it bulge out a little bit. Yeah, it's not too good on the focusing. Yeah, it bulges out. See, so that means a lot of nutrients are coming in here and getting ready to deliver to the bud. So this is Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you can see that there's a lot of these bulging out here. They're all bulging out, so they're telling you that the main spine is starting to deliver to the points here, and that means new buds may potentially grow, or they could be flower buds, or they could be just additional branches buds, right? But someone like this, I'm gonna eventually, once it grow a little bigger, I'm gonna just flick it up, pick it off, because it's too close to the ground. I'm not gonna have a branch that kind of just goes right to the ground and then like growing strawberries, right? I'm not gonna do that. By the way, you know dragon fruits is a strawberry, right? It's not a strawberry, it's a berry, right? So we are actually growing berries. Yeah, not just dragon fruit. So, alright, this is a deep dive into my pot number 1. Hope you like this video.